This is Chicago. At the dawn of the 21st century, Chicago's media was dominated by a handful of major corporations. But a resistance movement arose to free Chicago's media from their clutches. One player in this movement is the Chicago Independent Media Center and its TV show, Chicago Independent Television. The Independent Media Center is a worldwide network of grassroots correspondents committed to using the tools of the media for promoting social and economic justice. You are watching this month's dispatch from the Chicago Independent Media Center.
Welcome to Chicago Independent Television, a collection of progressive video reports by grassroots workers produced free from corporate or commercial support or influence. I'm your host, Chris Giovannis. In this episode, we'll commemorate the 8th anniversary of the U.S. invasion of Iraq by covering peace protests in Chicago, including voices from the streets on a variety of war-related matters. Stay with us.
Chicago Independent Television is not brought to you by AT&T, the company lobbying hard to destroy network neutrality and public access television. Learn more at SaveTheInternet.com. AT&T, your world degraded. Nor by Blackwater, a worldwide leader in security and murder. Learn more at BlackwaterBook.com. Blackwater, we kill innocent Iraqis so that you can feel more secure.
Mr. Bishop, I want to use this picture on the front page of our next issue.
Oh, come now, Nancy. We can't print a picture like that. Paper is read by people all over the city. Just think what a picture like that would do to the reputation of our newspaper.
I don't think we should hide things just because they're unpleasant. How do we stop things like this if we don't let the people know they're happening?
Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. Our coverage of Chicago peace protests on the 8th anniversary of the ongoing Iraq war and occupation includes this overview of the protest and some answers to questions about why people mobilized and what's behind U.S. foreign policy in the region.
The bass drumming is the anthem. We step to the heartbeats of our granddaughters and grandsons and rise together. We rise together.
I'm Jolene Kirschman. I'm with the Chicago Coalition Against War and Racism. And we're here today to protest the 8th year of war and occupation in Iraq in particular. We are also calling attention to the struggles for freedom and democracy across North Africa and the Middle East. We are also recognizing that there are uprisings of the working class across the Midwest, from Madison to Lansing, Michigan, to Columbus, Ohio, to Memphis, Tennessee, to Indianapolis, to Boise, Idaho. So we are recognizing that and urging people to become a part of that struggle.
Together we rise, 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 together we rise.
Well, we still have 50,000 troops there. And the ambassador to Iraq said last week or so that there's just no way they're going to be back in 2011. In addition to the troops that we have there, we have at least as many or more mercenaries. We have contractors. The country is full of U.S. contractors. Just a week and a half ago, there was a day of rage in Iraq. The people of Iraq rose up against the U.S.-imposed regime. The regime retaliated by arresting over 300 protesters, vandalizing 2 independent media offices, disappeared 3 reporters, destroyed equipment in both of these media offices. So the free and democratic regime that we supposedly have imposed through 8 years of war and occupation is not being met by the Iraqi people as such.
Together we rise, 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 together we rise.
Well, I think they're all a demand for independence, freedom, democracy abroad. It's standing up to U.S. foreign policy, saying, don't intervene on the side of dictators. Don't intervene on the side of repressive governments. We've seen that we're able to do that. There's no word when the Saudis come in and help put down the protesters in Bahrain. And on the domestic side, my theory is that we have just witnessed the most massive transfer of wealth in our history. So the same empire that thrives on war also needs our wealth. Well, they've already got it. The middle class has virtually vanished, and the working class is now under assault. So once they've got our wealth, they cannot put up with a militant working class. So the next step is to attack trade unions. In particular, they're hitting the public sector trade unions and slashing what little safety net that we do have left. In the sort of midst of slashing of the safety net, they're privatizing what else we have, and then it becomes part of something that can be made profitable. So I see the connection is very close. They're just sort of two sides of the same coin of empire.
Together we rise, 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 together we rise.
I do want to also mention that in sort of simultaneously with the attack on public workers and organized workers, we have also seen an attack on civil liberties. We've had FBI raids on people's homes here in Chicago and in Minneapolis, as well as some other places around the country. And so we see this as a move to intimidate the anti-war movement in general and solidarity workers in particular. So we are here to protest that and ask an end to that as well.
Rise together we rise, 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 together we rise.
I am a soldier who survived the fear of facing Uncle Sam and saying, "Sir, no sir. I won't fight for lies. Forgive me, wounded soldier, for not being there to ease your pain. I'll try on this end to bring you home now."
Does Comcast hate God? Let's find out.
Well, Comcast blocked internet traffic, which allowed internet users to upload and download online copies of the Bible. So yes.
There you have it. Clear evidence that Comcast hates God. Help protect God. Visit these websites to learn more and get involved. Comcast, it's blocktastic.